Good morning, peeps. Here is your as fast as possible Dinar Update for Thursday, December 4th. Everything's in my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. Alright, let's get started. So, a lot of posts today on Twitter about um, seemingly unrest in Iraq. Now, the timing on this is very suspect because they are getting ready to, or are implementing and rolling out the iDinar. So, in my opinion, what that means is the ball is rolling, and more than likely in the very near future, we're going to see an announcement of the deleting the 3 zeros project. I personally think we're going to go straight through that like butter right to the real effective exchange rate. And you know the real question is, the chicken and egg question is Iraq going to change their value ahead of everything else? I don't know. I used to believe that a year or two ago. I was adamant about it, but I'm going back to my statement that the ISO 20022 or 20022, however you want to say it, the ISO is and has been the missing piece. So it's the piece that was missing that we didn't know was missing, or we didn't fully understand how powerful it was. But now that that is fully implemented, and Iraq has, you're seeing the banking reforms roll out in front of your eyes. They're not with fanfare and waving flags and saying, here's your banking reforms. They're just doing it. So again, I don't know if I would love to see the CBI come out tomorrow with the rate change and it go ahead of the RV. I just don't know if that's going to happen. But going back to the ISO, Iraq has been compliant with ISO. Now they're compliant with Basel III, and also they are getting in line. Let me get to this other article with World Trade or World Customs Organization, as well as World Trade Organization. And so they have, we know they've applied and they've been doing stuff to be copacetic with the World Trade Organization, but now also with World Customs. So all this is in conjunction with the ESCADA, however you pronounce that, ASYCUDA system. So this article says the General Authority of Customs, our current procedures are now in line with international standards. There's that word, international. So if you're international, you got to have an international currency that's worth a hill of beans. We know Vietnam is international, but their rate isn't, it's just not worth anything. So the elephant in the room, or devil's advocate, yes, Iraq could get on with the World Trade and the WTO and WCO with their current rate. Yes, that is possible. Not practical or not likely to happen, because while Vietnam has been doing this for a long time, Iraq has basically borrowed against their children's children at their current rate in order to build up their country. The ports, the infrastructure, gas refineries, travel, tourism, all the things that they've been doing. they've been taking out massive debts against their future holdings or their future values to do these things. So I don't think that it's feasible that they would go international at their current rate. And we know that at the very minimum, they could delete the zeros and increase their rate exponentially. But in order to fulfill the promises made by Sadani and get returns on investments for the people who have sunk millions and billions of dollars into Iraq for all these infrastructure things, they're going to have to go straight to the rear. I just don't see any other way around that. And I'm not an expert. I'm not a financial, but I've just been studying this and following this for years. So in my opinion, it doesn't make sense to do anything less than the rear. So timing wise, I still am not going to be surprised if we go to quarter 1 26. I mean, we're in December, so is that really a big deal? No. Quarter 1, being from January 1st into April. So really, I mean, worst case, you got to hang in there 4 more months. So that's just been my sneaky suspicion for about 6 months or so now that, we're not going to see that until January. And, with the RV and monetary reset, we have Trump out there talking about income tax going away and that the coming tax season, which would be taxes filed for 2025, that we're going to see the biggest tax refund season ever. So in my mind, that's if he's talking about income tax going away, then it would be wonderful if our tax refunds were everything that we paid in for 2025 or Nisara-esque for a very long period of time, if not ever. So I definitely think 2026 is going to be a very exciting year as far as monetary, the banking things that are going to happen in the United States, around the world, obviously, but in the United States and taxes. Hopefully the IRS going away, ending the Federal Reserve, which is not federal or reserve. So 2026, in my opinion, is definitely going to be hair on fire. Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be fast and furious. It could be a little scary. It could be a little trepidatious, but definitely exciting none the least. So if you love roller coasters, you'll be super happy. If you don't love roller coasters, get your barf bag. Because ready or not, I think it's coming. I have not heard anything new on rates or Boulevard or anything like that. But with bombs and missiles and action getting ready to happen in Venezuela, the timing of it, right now, the end of 2025, if the RV is definitely looming in quarter 1 26, the timing is lining up. So I am definitely looking for Boulevard to be in the first basket. In the first basket. There's so many terms that we have just adopted without really thinking about, because we've heard it repeated by gurus for so many years. First basket, second basket, and there may not even be baskets. It may just be that it happens as it happens. So don't get hung up on terminology. I know it's hard because, again, we've heard these things and we just repeat them without really thinking about them. But hang in there. I definitely think that things are getting ready to happen, and we're seeing things happening. It's just not where you have to put on your discerning earpieces and your thinking caps to discern what you're reading and what you're seeing on Twitter and different places. But we're seeing it. It just doesn't have the fanfare and the parades and all that stuff, but we are seeing it happen in real time. So that's it for today. I'm definitely working on trying to hammer out the time to start doing lives again, because it's more fun interacting with you than doing these videos in front of my office here and then putting them on YouTube. So answering questions in real time is definitely more exciting. So I just have to kind of commit to it, get the software and a new camera and things like that to do it, because again, this is just like the cheapest stuff on Amazon that I could find. But it's not really that great for live streaming. So it's going to be coming. So unless we have the RV first, and then it won't matter. But be on the lookout for that. That's it for today. I'm wrapping it up, and we will catch you on the next one.